I see you. Are you there?
Can you can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Ah, we finally got it. Oh my
Wow.
god.
Yeah, I didn't think it would
That
be I didn't think it would be that difficult.
Me neither. I'm kind of embarrassed. That like was way harder than it should have been.
Nah, I'm the one that set it up. I should be really embarrassed.
No, it's
Oh, so
okay.
so how have you been?
Pretty well, honestly. Can you like see me? It looks really dark.
Yeah, I can see you. I actually put a separate light on over here. I'm actually in my son Carter's room. He just redid his room into all UVA, and it's like blue and orange to the max.
Oh,
So it is my background. So
I was gonna say, I thought you were at the office.
no, no, this is Carter's room. It's pretty
That's
deluxe.
awesome. Yeah. That is like that looks really, really legit.
Yeah, for a 7-year-old, it's not bad.
All right. Maybe
So,
that can do it a little bit better. Who knows? Whatever.
yeah, it's
But
better.
I've been good. How have you guys been? Whole quarantine is kind of crazy.
Yeah, we're getting by.
Yeah.
We've got homeschool going on here at the same time, and I'm trying to work from home. And
Yeah.
luckily, my wife's a teacher, so that
I
helps
was
a
gonna
lot.
say she's a teacher, right? So she's this right in her alley. Does she normally work with elementary school aged?
She does, yes. So she teaches at Carter's school. So um,
That's perfect.
it has been
Kind
nice because she does,
ideal.
she does a lot of Zoom or Google Hangouts with her school, and so Carter gets to
Yeah.
see his teachers and friends a lot. So,
Oh, it's
but yeah,
almost normal for him
yeah,
then.
normal as it can be right now, I guess.
Yeah.
So, how about you? When did you get back?
I've
You've
been
been in
back.
Sweden, right? That's
Yeah, I've been back since 3 weeks now. It's been 3 weeks.
okay.
This Saturday will make it 3 weeks. So it kind of flew by, but yeah, it all kind of got like super crazy quickly. Um, I don't know, like our we had practice on a Thursday. Usually we have Wednesdays off, so we came back in the gym or whatever as a team. Thursday we normally watch film and start our scout, and then play on Saturday or Sunday. But we all went in for film and everything, kind of expecting, to start our scout. And our coach was like, given the circumstance, the federation has decided to cancel the season. So me and my teammate were out on Saturday. Like 2 days later, we were home. So it all happened really quickly. We're all just like kind of up in arms about it. But, it's still pretty handled. It's handled well in Sweden, much better than it is here. But it's still kind of insane.
Yeah, that's interesting to get your perspective being from, being somewhere else and then coming back here and
Yeah.
seeing what it's like. And
Yeah, it's scary. I played last season in Italy, and my one of my best friend is still playing for that team, and she's actually still in Italy. They had just decided to cancel the season like 2 days ago.
oh wow.
So it's yeah, I can't even imagine that kind of chaos. But yeah, they're officially just canceled.
Yeah. I mean, who knows when we're going to get things started back up? I mean, it could be,
Right.
I mean, at this point,
It could be a while.
does football season even happen?
Honestly.
Like, I mean, it's crazy to
Right.
think. I mean,
Right.
who knows? Um, but yeah, it's so you've been doing well. That's good.
For
Been
the most
playing,
part, yeah.
been playing overseas
Can't
for 2 years
complain.
now, right?
Mhm.
2 years you've been
Yeah, this
gone.
this is my second season, yeah.
So, what's the biggest difference between playing college here and then playing overseas?
In college, everything is scheduled for you. So, eating, dietetics, and that sort of stuff, weight training and conditioning, school and tutoring, individuals with your coaches, everything is like 100% scheduled for you. Everything's so much more regimented, which gives us like a certain amount of discipline, but overseas, it's all under your own autonomy. So, you're only as good as what you do. In my first year, I kind of struggled with that, and I wasn't as disciplined with how often I worked out or what I was doing when I did work out as I was this year, and I think that was the biggest difference. But yeah, the biggest difference between college and overseas is 1 year college, you're an amateur, and when you get overseas, you're a professional. So it's very much your own, it's all your own responsibility.
Nice. So what have you been doing to pass the time, to keep training? Are you what are you doing? A lot of Netflix,
It's
or what's?
Yeah, exactly, right? So normally after every season, I take like 2 to 3 weeks just completely off. Um, I had already before we played or whatever, I had already had a week off from my season in Sweden. So I took another 2 weeks off here, and last week I started lifting and conditioning again. Um, all the gyms are closed, obviously, up here, and my dad's a high school coach, and I still don't even have access to that gym because all schools are just on lockdown. So I'm probably going to find my way into a gym secretly nearby and start working out basketball wise in the next week or so. But everything else has just been like home workouts. I'm doing a lot of body weight stuff, running a lot of hills. Like, we've got a stationary bike in my house, so I use that. But it's been a time to really exercise my creativity. So,
You're gonna have to get
and other than
a
that,
hoop in the house. You're gonna have to.
exactly. I've been begging my parents for a hoop since I was in like 6th grade. My dad, like, this would have been the ideal time. We would have been completely prepared, but
Well, there's still time.
right, exactly.
I think you're gonna have several more weeks to persuade him to do that.
Yeah, they're talking about keeping us quarantined until May, and maybe even further than that. So
We're June
we'll
10th
see.
here.
I'll see. I
Did you
know.
see that?
Yeah, that's right. Virginia said June 10th. That's insane. I'd probably go crazy by now.
Yeah.
I
You don't
would
have
eat
two
so.
children running around either.
So how does the university work for you guys? Like, is everyone working from home at this point, or like
Yeah.
recruitment and that sort of stuff? I can't imagine.
Yeah, I mean, there's no playbook for it, right? So, I mean, we're trying to get by and doing what we can, trying to figure out
Yeah.
creative ways to do our jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm making coloring book pages like, I've been taking photos and like trying to turn them into coloring book things. So, yeah, I mean, there's only so
Yeah,
much I
we're
can
all at
do.
a wit's end. Yeah.
Like, I
Oh
haven't
my
taken a
goodness.
photo in 3 weeks. I feel like I'm gonna be
Out
so
of
rusty
place.
when I go back. I don't know.
No. No.
All right. Well,
No
that's
way.
so that was the real reason for this, is to try to figure out new ways to get creative about content and that sort of thing. So
Mhm.
I am not comfortable being on the camera, so this is weird for me. Um, so hopefully this goes well. We'll see. So I'm going to share
I'm
my
so
screen with you, and there are some photos.
okay.
And we'll just do a little Q&A, or you can hop in and be like, whatever your first impression of the photo is, or you can
Sure.
talk about the moment, talk about the shoot. I can give my perspective on the shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be
So,
fun. We'll figure it out.
so the first one, I mean, it's just here we go. Hold on. I got to figure the share screen out thing first before we get going here.
I'm trying to get this lighting set up so I don't look pitch black. Is that a little bit better, maybe?
Yeah, that's definitely better.
Sure, why not?
All right, here we go. What's happening? Share. Do you see that?
Black screen so far. Aw. Oh my God. Was this my sophomore year? Second year?
I honestly don't know. So trying to find photos actually is challenging too, because I don't have
Yeah.
all my files with me. So I was just whatever I could come up with.
Right.
So
That was obviously against Notre Dame. Oh my goodness. So I think this is either my sophomore or junior year. I can't remember if we were at home or against them senior year. But
yeah,
yeah, so that was against Notre Dame, Arike Gugwale. She was really tough player.
yeah. So
They
that
were
was
over. Sorry, go ahead.
one of the reasons I threw this in. I'm not a huge fan on, like, my favorite photos are the non-action shots, like the non-sports. So I thought I had to throw a couple in. Um, so this was just one, and you were playing Notre Dame, and I was just going to ask you about, getting to play against, some of the best players in the world while in college, and,
Yeah.
now you're playing internationally. So just kind of that perspective on things.
Yeah. I mean, that was something that I chose UVA for. I knew the league was going to be really competitive. Obviously, you can't foresee, who exactly you're going to be playing against, but to play against a team like Notre Dame, who the following year ended up winning, the national championship, and Enrique being the game winner, the player who hit the game winner, it kind of puts things in perspective. UVA is such a great place, and provided us like tremendous experiences both on and off the court. But this is a bit of a snapshot, because it was always a tough time playing against Notre Dame. They had so many heavy hitters in Enrique and Marina and Michaela Mabry my freshman year. I think she played. Brianna Turner. There's a ton, that I'm still into contact with, and we're all cool now. But it was competitive, tough times then. Very different.
Was there a team that you liked playing against the most, or look forward to going
Um,
against?
I think each team had a little bit of a different, I don't know how to say, like a kind of different characteristic with them. Like, it was always cool when we played like a Syracuse or Florida State or Miami, especially because they're just like, the players individually are more laid back. Tech was always, a bit of a scuffle. We were always kind of like had chips on our shoulders when we're playing each other because of the rivalry. Um, but yeah, it was always cool. Everyone knew of each other if we didn't know each other individually. So one big like ACC family.
All right. All right, moving on. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this to work.
Oh my God, look at my hair. Oh my God, I forgot about this. Was this just after A11 and A12, or
Yeah.
was this?
This was
Yeah,
part of
this
the
was,
this was part of the Who's Together shoot where I did
yeah.
everything in black and white. This is one of my favorite photos ever, actually. I really like this one, just the composition of it.
Yeah, we didn't do a lot of black and white, but I really loved this shoot. I remember rushing to like to practice right before or right after it, but that kind of evokes a different, more stifled memory, I guess. As athletes, we were incredibly privileged and to a certain degree sheltered from, the greater Charlottesville area. So we didn't really get exposed um, to the less glamorous side, the racist side, or, the bigotry side, if you will. And I think A11, or what we call A11, A12, which is just August 11th and August 12th, when we had, essentially KKK members and neo-Nazi members on our grounds, it was probably one of the most eye-opening things. We were actually on our way back home from Costa Rica, and the town was on shutdown. All the individual players from JPJ were escorted back to our apartments by police, and then in the morning we were escorted out to go home by police as well. So it was a bit scary. It was emotional. It was a tough times. I know I had friends that were on the lines, not boycotting, but protesting their presence on our grounds, protesting their presence in Charlottesville in general, and even to the certain, it was just disgusting. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you had a life lost in Heather Heyer, and there's just an eerie feeling on the downtown mall the entire rest of the year. But I thought it was really nice that we were able to do something to just kind of highlight the fact that there's good and there's bad in every situation, but as a university and as athletics, more specifically, we're all in the fight together for equality, for being together, for inclusivity. And I thought that was great on the university and your part, to bring it together.
Yeah, I really like that campaign. I thought it took a bad situation, and I think it did bring the community closer. And I think still
Yeah,
there's that bond there. Even it's been a
absolutely.
few years ago. Um, but yeah, I thought that was the Who's Together campaign was a really, really nice way to pull everybody together.
Exactly. Agreed.
All right, moving on here. Let's see what we got next. Ooh.
Wow.
Uh,
All my teammates with this there was a shot, not this one, but there was a one with a slightly different angle. All my teammates said I looked like Neytiri from Avatar. It was just embarrassing. All right, whatever.
okay.
But I really like this shoot. I like that we had the different colors coming towards us. We actually got to be in, was this in the guest locker room, the
Yeah,
guest
this is
news
the
locker
guest
room?
locker room.
Yeah, that was like one of the first times that we had ever been in there. So that was new too. But wow, yeah, I really like the shoot too.
Yeah. So I love those blue lockers because
Yeah.
they're kind of old school. They had like a reflectiveness about them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I put the lights there, and I didn't crop. Like typically I would crop those lights out of the photo, but I kept it in for this just to show kind of how it was done a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, those lockers are gone. They're tearing those locker rooms out. Yeah,
Really?
you haven't been back, so they're extending like Mike Curtis's area. It's going to be so they're knocking out those the locker rooms. So the
Huh.
guest locker rooms will now be over where the courtside club was.
Oh my, wow.
Yeah, a lot of construction going on at JPJ.
Oh my, I had no idea. I knew that they were, fixing over by McHugh and like the rest of the track and the field hockey too, right?
Right, right. It's the
Yeah, I had
master
no idea they were
plan.
doing PJ. Oh my goodness. I guess I have to get back to Charlottesville.
Yeah, you got to come back soon. We got to do some shoots.
Yes. Oh my God, I'd love that.
All right,
Please.
here we go. This was a good one. The Sparks.
Oh my God. Okay, in terms of team shoots, this was by far my favorite shoot, and everybody on the teams too. Um, I think was this Amadine and Lisa's like first, was Amadine? I don't think Amadine was there, but I think that the first years really, really enjoyed this shoot. They're like, oh, is this what it's like now?
Yeah,
We can get this sort of treatment every year. But yeah, this was pretty cool. This was
yeah.
awesome, actually.
I
How
mean,
did
I
we
know
do it again?
what do you say?
How did we do it to get the
Yeah,
sparks?
so we had two of the guys that work at JPJ had the grinders on some steel, and it was just shooting the sparks out.
Right.
I had seen them
Oh,
working. They were doing something in the arena on the seats, like the railings on the seats, and the sparks were flying. So I was like, "Could we do that for a photo shoot?" And they're like, "Sure."
why not? That's awesome. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think they
I'm
had
so
more.
glad
I think they had more fun than you guys did, actually, shooting the sparks. So,
making fire. Yeah, there's sparks, not even fire.
so
This is
it was a super challenging shoot from my end because I'm trying to shoot through the sparks. So
yeah.
the focus on the camera kept trying to pull the sparks. So getting them in focus was a real tricky part there. But I thought it was really,
But look at how good it came out, though.
I know.
That is, oh my goodness. And it gave like a little bit of a golden light on all of us, which obviously makes us a little bit more airbrushed. We like that.
Of
We
course.
appreciate that.
I mean, I mean, that's my favorite thing as a photographer is trying to come up with different things to do. And, this will be, whenever we do start again, I'll be starting my 15th year. So trying to come up with, I know I'm getting old.
At 15, I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, it flies
I
by.
bet. Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of my favorite shoots, but one of the more challenging ones. And I think this one coming up is going to be one of your favorite shoots. It might have been the last shoot we did together.
Oh my gosh, the fire shoot. Okay, I have been begging you for like 4 years to do it again, and I was so happy that we got to do it. This was I think we did something for VAF the same day, but this was right along the week of like I did all my graduation pictures
Yeah.
and everything. So my nails were done and my hair was done. It was perfect.
Right.
But
It
oh
was
my
like an
god.
impromptu grad shoot, I think,
Yes.
in front of
Yes, it definitely
APJ.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember spraying, what was it, like glue or like some sort of adhesive?
Yeah, it was like an
And then
Elmer's craft glue. Um,
highly flammable, obviously. But
Obviously.
um
But yeah, this
but yeah,
was, I mean, they were, we knew they were tearing down Honesty Hall. So, I mean,
if they had to help, we had to help.
yeah,
A
it
little
was
arson, no problem.
completely under control, though. It's
That was so
amazing,
much.
though, how quickly the flame goes out, right? Like, I mean, it was
Yeah,
just like that one, you get like
yeah.
a few
Like a
shots and it's like
burst
gone.
of fire, and then literally for like a split second. And then a couple seconds later, it's gone.
I think my favorite part about this photo, though, is that your nails are done. I think it like gives it some sort of, it gives it like a little more like,
Razor sharp.
it's like it adds drama to it, and like your
Right.
expression and the nails, it's good. And
Oh my.
the light from the fire. It's just perfect.
Yeah, like everything is like badass.
Yeah,
I love it.
basically. All right, now the next one. You're probably not gonna like this photo, but I had to throw it in. I had to throw it in.
Oh my god! Way to humble. Oh my goodness. We didn't even like get to use this. This was first year. Oh
Yeah.
my god. This was my first shoot. We were in like a firehouse or something, like way off grounds. And I remember walking into like, it was like fighter training facility or something like that. It was,
Yes.
yeah, it was an odd setup, and it was like a slight basement, and then you just had tarp setting like everywhere. And me, Lauren, Michaela at the time, who was still at UVA, and Jay, like, they were looking at each other like, what are we about to do? Like, it looked like the scene of Dexter, like right before he
Right.
like got rid of somebody.
Let me interrupt that because so when we went to scout the building, because we had actually used the building before, Chief Jones from the CFD, who's now in I think Tallahassee, but we had used it to do like fire because it's their training building, and we had shot the fire cannons that they used to have in JPJ in there. So it was really cool. So when we had the idea, or whoever came up with the idea for the paint, um, probably Hadley.
I
Uh,
think it was Hadley, yeah.
so
This is definitely all Hads.
so we had to find a place to do it. So I called Chief Jones to see if potentially we could, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we can just hose it out once it's done." Um, so I was going to meet him there to just make sure the space would work for it. And I got there before him, so I was kind of looking around. So I peeked my head into the building, or and there's a
Yeah.
dummy, like a training dummy, that they use to pull out, and his legs are just like, is all I can see are the legs. So I think it's like a dead person. I freaked out, and I go running into my car, and Chief Jones then comes down the hill, and I'm telling him, I think there's a dead person in there. And he was like, "Oh no, that's just whatever the name of the dummy was." And I
Right.
was like, "Oh,"
I
but
would have panicked so hard.
oh, I've never run that fast in my life.
I would have been so scared. I
Oh,
could, and of course, like the setup, the way the building was, it was sort of remote from like the rest of the facility or whatever that was further up the hill.
right.
It's like down this gravel road.
Well, it's by the
So
jail. So that's the
yeah,
jail.
exactly. That, yes, yes, that's right. It was behind the jail.
Right.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can only imagine. I would be pretty scared too.
So the paint was just, the part that was the worst is the blue did not look like blue at all. Like you can see in this photo, it
Oh,
looks like,
it's like periwinkle.
yeah, so we had to try to change the color in Photoshop. Oh,
That didn't work, I guess.
no, because we couldn't find enough blue paint. So we were trying to like water it down to
Mhm.
make it last longer, and it just did not. But I mean, it
Yeah.
was fun. It was definitely a fun shoot, but
It was one of the paint. I can't remember which color. One of them when it got in your eyes, it kind of burned a little bit. And you didn't, I'm glad you didn't post the next one, but like there's a series in this. I think Sydney You Married got me in the face. And it just like, I couldn't get it out of my eyes fast enough. I'm like, this is terrible. I'm never doing these again. But it was a lot of fun just getting each other messy.
I remember at the very end, like when we were trying to help clean up, the amount of paint that was in those drop cloths, like it took like 3 of us to carry it out of there because it was so heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, we had gone through so many cans. There was so much paint. There was like 13 or 14 of us at the time.
Oh.
So it's a ton of paint.
It was fun though.
It was
and different. Something certainly out of the box.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, I don't even know what's next. I can't even see the thumbnail anymore. Oh, okay. It's
Aww.
I like this.
So sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so one of my favorite things about the game is usually like the pre-game shots because it's in the dark and you guys have your little routine. So did you have, I mean, obviously you had a routine, but did it change from year to year? Did you keep the same one?
I actually kept the same one. Almost everyone else that was in the starting lineup kind of changed every year, but I was never like a flashy kind of person. Everyone knows that. I kept it really simple. And I was something like a high five, like tap our chest twice, and then like a salute. But you got me on the salute, and we used to just do it like, you know, we felt like we were so cool. But this is a really cool shot, I thought, because it got Monet, but also me with my name in the background. Yeah. This is actually one of my favorite shots from like pregame stuff.
All right, moving on. Let's see what we got. Oh, another pregame, different. I just like the joy. I mean, that's always the thing that it's kind of, everybody's always excited to get ready to go. So it's kind of a cool
thing. Adrenaline and energy levels are always so high. It didn't matter who we were playing against or really where we were playing. We were always just so hyped to play for each other and play with each other. I miss that about us, honestly. And the electricity in JPJ. Like, there aren't many arenas like JPJ in the US, let alone internationally. So playing in front of so many people and such a glorious facility, I mean, you don't get that opportunity often. Most people don't even get it ever.
All right, going back to the intros, who had the best?
Who had the best? All right. I think Nikki's, if I remember correctly, Nikki was always cool with that sort of like creative, like laid back, like high five. We have our own like individual high five kind of thing. So she was always good at like creating something new. Like she would just pop up before a game, be like, Mo, let's try this now, and like do something crazy, and then get it like within 1 or 2 tries. But Nikki probably had the best series of high fives. She would always like look at NBA players and like kind of mimic what they had going on with their teammates. So she was always fun to be around.
All right, here comes the next. I had to put this in just.
Okay, so this is just a disclaimer. Like, anyone who's played with me, this is so embarrassing. Anyone who's played with me knows that, like, when I'm on court, I speak with my eyes. So, like, if I want you to go back door, I'll dribble at you and, like, make eye contact with you and then, like beam to where I want you to go. Or, like, if I think that you'll be open in a certain lane, like, I'll, like, kind of give you the eyes, like, this is where you should go, like, without saying it out loud. But yeah, this is quintessential Aliyah on court.
Probably one of the reasons I chose it actually was because there's a lot of like different eye. So
yes, actually, it's so, and I don't even realize I do it. It's just everyone's like, Aliyah, like close your eyes, bro. Like, I can't. I'm sorry. This is how I communicate.
So from a technical standpoint, from my perspective, I kind of liked it because you're kind of framed up in the hands of whoever this player is running over here. And the strobe at JPJ, like, half malfunctioned for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh. You can see how it's dark. Like, everything's darked out. And I just kind of liked how, and then your eyes and everything are in focus. So
it is a cool shot, though.
It was a cool shot. Sorry to embarrass.
No, it's okay.
There might be one or two more. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, this was part of the shot. This was also, I think, my
This is
second
from
year?
the one in the visiting locker room.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about this one. Oh my goodness. It took so many tries to actually like get it to coordinate the whole jump and behind the back and like to not have a completely awful facial expression, but
The best was when they were trying to get Fee to act like she was dunking it. I can't remember if it was you or somebody else had to try to show her how to do it, but it was good.
but we're like, "Fee, like you can dunk, just act like, you're dunking." And she just couldn't do it. She could not figure out how to like pretend to dunk. I'm like, this is all we do from like age like 4. All basketball players just pretend to like dunk everything. But yeah, she had a tough time.
All right, here. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I had to put this because
Okay, so anyone who knows me also knows that I hate, like, this is gonna sound really prima donna-ish, but like I don't like falling on the ground. Like I don't fall well. Like I always hurt myself when I'm on the ground, when I land funny. Like I land like a baby deer. So I was really hoping that the ref would call something, I guess, like a tie up, because Sydney was right there. We're all tied up, but I guess they didn't blow their whistle.
sorry.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I liked it. Thought it was good. Sorry, and here you go. I know you said no water.
Oh my God. I shouldn't have reminded you. See, this is I look so mad. Okay, so so when you guys told us it would be a water shoot, we were all just kind of like, okay, how is this gonna work? Is it gonna look like a wet
Trust me, I was trying to figure out how it was
contrast?
going to
Like,
work too.
yeah, because okay, so I remember it was JB and Lauren that did it with me. And Jay, right? Was Jay there or no? I don't think
Yeah.
Jay was there. Yeah, so yeah, we were all trying it, and every time we would get hit, we'd close our eyes, and Hadley like yelled at us like, "You need to keep your eyes open." So I obviously took it literally and decided that I was gonna look like a zombie and keep my eyes wide open. I look like a mass murderer.
So let's set this up a little bit. These never got used for anything. It was a trial shoot, and it was behind JPJ, like out by the dumpsters.
Yes.
So we had a black backdrop set up, and then I tried to create a waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
So with like
I remember
PVC pipe,
that.
and the water was coming out of it, and it just wasn't. I mean, it was there, it just wasn't looking. So we were like, all right, let's do plan B. So we had people throwing buckets of water at you, which actually, I mean, the water effect
This
was
will
pretty
come out
cool.
okay. The water looks cool here.
But yeah, you reminded me, so I had to throw it in.
I hate that. I shouldn't have. Oh, this was a bit impromptu too, huh?
This was
If I remember
totally
correctly.
impromptu.
Yeah.
This was a shot for, they were doing that story on me for the alumni magazine, and
That's
they were
right.
doing a video, so they wanted me to do a photo shoot. So I went to I had to go to my go-to model.
Yes. I got free pictures out of it too.
There you go. So we hadn't done anything on orange, so I thought, let's throw an orange gel on here and orange backdrop and see what we get. I kind of liked it. It's fierce.
I do. Yeah, I like it too.
So just
We really
another,
didn't do that with orange.
yeah, but it was good. It was one of my favorites. I kind of just like kind of looking off, looks dramatic. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's back. What?
There's the one. Yeah, I kept getting
Oh
my
yeah,
eyes.
yeah, yeah. Here we go.
Oh my God. Okay, so now I'm gonna start like getting emotional. This is graduation. I actually hated that dress. My mom and my nana convinced me to wear it. But oh my goodness, yeah. So this was just before graduating, and thank God we knew an awesome photographer because everybody else was booked. But yeah, this is graduation photos.
I just like that one just because instead of the standard just staring right at the camera. I thought it was kind of a different
Mhm.
looking out over the lawn kind of thing.
Yeah, it looks so nice.
I
I'm
just
still
remember
mad at myself for, like, not styling my hair differently so I could actually, like, put my cap on.
that's what I was gonna say. That was we have a lot of photos of you just holding the cap.
Just
I
holding
couldn't
it.
with that.
Just look at right here. Just just holding my cap just like this.
Uh,
Oh,
that's great. Let's see. Do I have any more? Yep. Then the last one. I remember
wow.
finding you like you got the giant dinosaur tail here or whatever.
Yeah, like, so everybody had, like, these huge, like, outrageous balloons, and one was a dinosaur, one was a beach ball, some people had flowers, but yeah, this was graduation week, and I literally didn't stop smiling on this day. I was so excited. Not because I, like, wanted to go, but I never thought that I'd make it out. There were some times that, undergrad was so stressful, but yeah,
But
this
yeah.
and it
So
was super hot this day too.
oh, it was so hot. But I
Oh,
remember like I mean I'm just trying to find athletes and like
yeah,
and then like I see you from like across the thing and like you're like buried in there. I mean,
yeah,
luckily you're tall, so
yeah,
but I actually really like this shot because it's kind of like you're like standing out in the crowd, like
yeah.
so it was
Which
one of my
yeah,
favorite.
I do like that.
So one of my and I
It
kind
also
of think,
helps that I was wearing 4-inch heels.
but I something about the dinosaur tail and the like the mortar boards like all kind of have that same angle to them, so it all kind of worked.
Yeah, it's
So
still like aesthetically pleasing in that way.
yeah, and then like the blue and orange stole or whatever you call that that's going on
Mhm.
there, kind of adds the
Yeah.
pop of color. And um, but yeah, I just remember like that was the first time I'd been to graduation. Um,
Really?
yeah, because I had always been at like NCAA tennis or something, so it had never worked
Mhm.
out that I could be there. So that was the very
Yeah.
first one in my whole time at UVA that I've been to graduation.
Wow.
So
That is wow, I never thought about that. That's hard to believe. That's insane.
yeah, and it was it's just crazy the amount of people like.
Yeah.
And I feel
There
so
were
bad for the
so
seniors. Like they're the fourth years this year not getting to. So
That breaks my heart. I was actually texting with Lisa Yelbanovsky, and I was just texting with her like, "What's next?" Blah blah blah, and I felt so bad because a lot of what you look forward to as a fourth year and a senior at other schools, obviously, is like just the season ending, fine, and then now you're just a regular student. You get to enjoy the 4 years of hard work and camaraderie and studying and having fun, and you just like kind of get to be a regular student for the first time. And I don't know, it breaks my heart, honestly, that they didn't get to experience a lot of that from a social dynamic. um, but I hope that they can figure it out later on. I'm not sure. I forgot to check back actually what their future plans were, what President Ryan decided, but
yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they or what they're going to do, or
yeah,
if they can even make that determination at this point.
yeah.
But all right, that's the end of my slideshow here. I don't.
Oh.
Do you have a favorite? Is there one that stands out to you? And I'll.
I think individually, you did a really good job of getting just about all my favorites. I have the Sparks one is definitely like high on my list, as is the Fire. But each one of these have like a certain, I don't know, identity that just is different in each way. I don't know if I could compare all of them. I know for sure the paint ones are not my favorite, but everything and the water is not my favorite. But honestly, all of them, I love them all. And I looking back, I had no idea how many shots that we've done.
Yeah,
Um,
you're
yeah, those
definitely one of
were,
my most photographed athletes.
and I'm not complaining at all. I have so many pictures to choose from. I love it. No,
Well, look,
but
I know you got to run, but I appreciate you doing this,
of
being
course.
my first guest. I got to come up with a name for this if this is going to be a thing. So,
A
but
thing,
yeah, thanks
yeah.
for coming
Thank
on.
you so much for, choosing me, of course. But yeah, amazing times, really.
I'm not sure many people I choose are going to have as much cool stuff to go through. So it's all downhill from here. So
No way. No way.
uh,
No, you have some pretty dope athletes, a lot of other players and
yeah.
athletes.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you run, but thank you again, and stay safe.
Of course. Yeah, you too. Practice the social distancing, please.
We are, yes, we are. We have been quarantined for a while here at the Riley House, so
Yeah.
hopefully everyone else is doing the same. But,
Agreed. You can
all
only
right,
hope.
Aaliyah,
Alrighty.
I'm going to end the
Take
meeting.
care, Matt.
All right, thank you again.
No problem.
All right. I don't know how to end the meeting. Hold on. This
Me
is
neither.
oh, there it is, down in the corner. All
Alright.
right. See ya. Thank you.
Alrighty.